Hi everyone, this is supposed to be a short video introducing Scriptwelder. In case you do not know him, Scriptwelder is a very talented game developer from Poland who programmed quite a variety of fascinating Flash games so far. What you see here in the background is the game 400 Years, a very slow-paced side-scroller in which you play a rock. And as rocks are not known for their exquisite swimming or jumping abilities, you have to face all the challenges and solve all the puzzles in this game with patience. But oh well, you have 400 years. Although this is already very interesting, it's by far not the only mentionable concept in this developer's game history. Scriptwelder released his first game in 2010, here especially to mention, or he released his first games in 2010, and here especially to mention the puzzle platformer Gates of Logic, which already gives us a hint that this developer focuses on creating games with comprehensible puzzles, which in my opinion is a pretty rare and forgotten art these days. At the moment there are 13 free-to-play games available of this developer. 7 of them are single titles. The other 6 split up in 2 trilogies. The Nightmare Adventure trilogy, Deep Sleep, of which I already uploaded my long plays, and the pretty famous escape game series, Don't Escape. In the first Don't Escape game, which is not seen here in this video, you play as a werewolf, trying to capture yourself in a small cabin in order not to escape and not to harm the villagers during the upcoming full moon night. Here, what you see here is the third Don't Escape game. You are the only survivor on a spaceship, and your first quest is to find out what happened to the other crew members. And in the end, of course, you need to decide what's supposed to happen with the ship. In the second and third part, a contingent of action points in form of a time contingent is added to the game mechanics. Specific actions such as repairing something, or sometimes only movements, or using a mixer, use action points, and it's completely up to you to decide what you consider necessary executing. All the games have multiple endings and a lot of different achievements to obtain. This here is the second part of the Don't Escape series, my absolutely favorite, a zombie apocalypse game. And your quest here is to build up a base, a safe base, in order to survive the night. In this part of the Don't Escape series, the player meets NPCs, which can be saved and recruited, and from that time on, they're gonna help you build up traps or to set up defenses faster. For example, here, Jeremy. Jeremy will join you if you bring him back his glasses. Unfortunately, his glasses are guarded by a zombie. Now we have different possibilities. We can either shoot the zombie with the gun, but this is gonna make a hell lot of noise, and it's gonna attract more zombies. That means in the night, you have to defend yourself against a bigger horde of zombies. Or you use the shovel, but the shovel might break when you use it, and then you might not have the shovel for digging a hole later on in front of your base and setting up a better trap. So it's completely up to you what you're going to use, how you're going to solve that problem. Unfortunately, the axe is not an option here. Yes. So what I find is super interesting, in my opinion, that more than one way can be correct and more than one way can lead to a good ending. Although getting the good ending doesn't necessarily mean you get all the good achievements. So even if the games might only offer a 5 to 20 minutes first playthrough experience, trying out all the different constellations, testing the different strategies offer an extremely high replay value. Where to find his free-to-play games? You can find them on all the usual indie indie game platforms such as Game Jolt, on Newgrounds, on itch.io, on Congregate, of course on Armor Games, and a good overview over all his games you get on Scriptwelder's own website, of course. And up to come in 2018, Don't Escape 4 Days in a Wasteland. It's gonna be Scriptwelder's first non-flash game, a pixelated or a pixel style point-and-click adventure. I'm very curious to see how much it's gonna be inspired by Don't Escape 2. And yes, what else is there to say? For me, it was a great pleasure to experience his games in the last days and weeks. I'm really impressed by this programmer's ability of developing logical and comprehensible puzzles. And I can just highly recommend checking out his Flash games in case you haven't checked them out yet. And if you're into pixel style point-and-click adventures, don't miss Don't Escape 4 Days in a Wasteland. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.